Hello and welcome to the video update for Friday the 17th of May. You'll see that I'm out here on the athletics track, and that is because when we get to work of the week this week, that will focus on our students' sporting endeavours, but more of that later. I'd like to talk with you first of all today about some information that I put on the written version of the bulletin in relation to the Ofsted inspection which took place last month. So I wrote to you earlier this week. I hope you've received that letter by now to give you a little bit of feedback on what Ofsted had to say when they came to visit our school. And I've included quite a lot of that information on the written version of today's bulletin. And I'd also like to talk with you about it as well, because there are a couple of areas on that bit of feedback that we absolutely need your support with. So Ofsted came to visit on the 16th and 17th of April, so 2 days. The inspection team were with us, and the first thing to say is that when they left, they were really clear with us that actually the overall grading of our school's provision has not changed since the previous inspection in 2017, and that we remain an outstanding school. So that was really welcome news. Really positive feedback from the inspection team across many areas of what we do. So I cited quite a few of those on the letter and the bulletin for you. Really impressed with the ambitious and broad curriculum that we offer your children. They were really buoyed by the range and variety of opportunities that our students have to engage outside the taught curriculum, both in co-curricular and extracurricular activities. And it was delightful that over the course of a really limited amount of time, just 2 days, they got a real sense of what we're about here at Chipping Campden School. And as you will see in the report, they wrote that the school has a very strong sense of community, and that means a lot. It will mean a lot to you as parents, I'm sure. It means a lot to us. We've got a really important part to play in our local community. We're a key part of the town in which we serve, and we're really pleased that Ofsted managed to pick that up in the 2 days that they spent with us. So some really positive things coming out of that report. You will see also that Ofsted were really clear that when they do come back to visit again, and they will come back within the next 12 to 24 months, that they want us to focus on 2 particular areas of improvements. And I wanted to spend just a minute or 2 this morning talking with you about them in a way that is more challenging to do in writing, although I did try and do that for you in the letter and the written version of the bulletin. So the 2 areas of focus for us moving forward, there's a fair bit of overlap between these 2 actually. They are related, but one is in relation to positive attitudes to learning from our students in lessons, and the second is in relation to the quality of implementation of the curriculum in lessons by our teachers. So as I said a moment ago, clearly that there is overlap between those 2. And I want to be really clear that Ofsted said to us after the 2 days of inspection that at no point over the course of the 2 days did they see anything that was less than good in either of those 2 areas. And in many cases, they saw lots and lots of outstanding practice. But as I tried to allude to in the letter, anyone that's been in and around the world of education since 2019, since the Ofsted framework changed, will know that the threshold now for schools to be judged outstanding has risen considerably. So the proportions of students that need to be demonstrating an exemplary attitude to learning in lessons, and the proportions of time that is observed where teaching or quality of implementation, as Ofsted would call it, is at that exemplary level is so high. Now that is obviously a challenge that we embrace. Absolutely, we've got high ambitions, and quite rightly so, but those are the 2 areas that we are going to focus on in response to that Ofsted report. I want to say, in addition to that we absolutely agree with the 2 findings. It's not that I'm standing here today and saying to you that Ofsted were here for 2 days and actually what they came out with at the end of that is something that we don't feel represents our school. I think it is about right, actually, and I said that to you in the letter. We're a great school with many strengths, but we are restless for improvements. It's important that we're restless for improvement because we absolutely want the best for your children. And the two areas that were cited, I think, are fair. And so that will be the focus for our work over the coming weeks and months. And although this, the report, the letter that I sent earlier this week and this update to you today, although you're receiving all of that this week, clearly as school leaders, we have been aware of all of that for the past 3 or 4 weeks. And so we haven't wasted any time. We've been meticulously planning so that we're able to come back after the spring break half term and really hit the ground running. So we will be meeting with your children in assemblies and reinforcing some key messages with them, both in the assemblies and through tutor periods and in lessons. And I will be in a position to update you as families of some of those key messages that we absolutely need your support in to reinforce at home. There's no way that we can do this alone. We need to work as a partnership, and I am absolutely asking for your support in reinforcing the key messages that we will share with your children after half term at home over the coming days and weeks. We're all here trying to achieve the same thing, parents, students and staff alike. So we do need to work together on that, and I'm sure that I can count on your support for it. To that end, please do look out for a communication from me towards the end of that first week back after half term. I will probably tie it in with the end of week bulletin so that you don't miss it. But that will be a key communication for you to spend a bit of time that weekend having a read through so that you can support us at school in giving your children the very, very best deal at Chipping Camden School. So that wraps up what I wanted to say with you in relation to Ofsted. We'll finish with work of the week. As I said at the start, I'm out here, it's a gorgeous morning actually, I'm out here on the athletics track at school, and last Friday it was such a privilege to accompany our PE staff and a coach of children down to the Prince of Wales Stadium in Cheltenham to watch the District Athletics Championships. So many of our students excelled that day. They really enjoyed it. It was a baking hot day. It must have been so tough to compete, but they did so well. And 6 of our students performed exceptionally well, and therefore they have been awarded work of the week. I've detailed all of that for you in the written version of the bulletin and tried to give you some information about their distances, their times that they achieved on that particular day. And just to finish with, one that I do want to point out to you is the performance of Joel in year 11. We're going to include a video of his 100-metre sprint. He won the heat, progressed to the final, and then won the final by quite some distance. Joel is the Great Britain 60-metre champion for his age group for the 100 metres, and he raced in a time of 10.9 seconds on Friday. It was absolutely breathtaking to watch him perform, and we've managed to capture that on video. I'm not quite sure at the time of recording this video whether we're going to be able to share that with you as a link that you click in the written version of the bulletin, or whether I'm just going to add the video on to the end of this video briefing. But I'll make all of that clear in the written version of the bulletin, and it's definitely worth 10.9 seconds of your time to watch Joel perform at such a high level. A really bright future there. So quite a long update today, but I hope you'll understand why. I hope you're keeping well. 1 week to go until the end of this half term, and let's keep our fingers crossed for some weather at the weekend that is very much like today. Bye for now.